Okay, welcome everyone to the gut health class. Um, I'll just start by sharing some slides with you. Hopefully we can find some really practical tips on how to sort of calm the digestive area, whether we face issues with bloating, discomfort, or really chronic issues. There'll be something that we can do for everybody. So if you face any of these, if this is any of you, when you think of like acid reflux, that is a really common thing. Leaky gut. Antibiotics put a strain on our gut, don't they? Clear everything out, including the good and bad. Stress is a major thing. Processed food, acidity, maybe deficiency in certain things, and there's many other things that we may have as well. So, what we want to look at is when we think of our digestive system, there's obviously lots of aspects to it. We're going to talk about things like enzymes, how important enzymes are, the importance of having good bacteria in the gut, and the gut-brain connection, how important it is, or just really understanding how it works. So we're going to look at that and just let this lady in. But first of all, let's have a look at essential oils, because we all probably use essential oils and how they can help with digestion. So tonight we're going to look at how we can calm the digestive tract, how we can sort of balance it, help with balancing the right bacteria, help with sort of absorption of food as well.
I can hear you. Can't use my car.
But one of the things that I want to stress is that all of these things they're not miracle cures. And a lot of the things can be, we can spend a lot of money on things for our gut. But if we're in a highly stressed state all the time, then we're wasting our money. So stress is one of the biggest causes of digestive problems. So just want to emphasize that as well. So first of all, we're going to talk about what essentials can do for the gut. So we probably all have used peppermint oil, and actually the menthol from that and the carvone in the caraway and spearmint oils, that can enhance the absorption of nutrients and substances. So if we take this just before food or during food, it can actually help with the digestive process. Ginger oil can help you facilitate the bioavailability of other oils and nutrients when ingested. So ginger actually enhances, makes it more absorbable to the body. And just when you're looking at things like supplements or anything, what does bioavailability mean? I don't know if you've heard that a lot. It basically means something that actually makes it into the bloodstream when it's introduced into the body. Sometimes we can take a pill that's a vitamin that may be synthetically made. The body just literally, it goes out the system without being absorbed into the bloodstream. So it's really important that we get in all the nutrients. Otherwise, we can be deficient, and that can cause lots of problems. So essential oils can enhance the bioavailability of other beneficial ingredients that we introduce to the body, whether it's through food or through supplements, and that can positively impact our health, really down to the cellular level. So there's just a few of the really top digestive oils that we can try. Many ways to take it. Lemon, you probably already do it. You take it in water, and it can increase the alkalinity of the body, help with sluggish digestion, really antibacterial, but very gentle as well. Peppermint, really good for digestion, really calming. And spearmint, very similar to peppermint, but a lot gentler. So we can use spearmint more on children, less harsh than peppermint. So both very, very effective. And then obviously Zengest really contains most of those oils in one. So that's why it's a super blend tummy tamer, as it's known as. So just talking about the gut itself, why do we want to get it to the optimum level for us? Because 80% of our immune system is located in our gut. It's full of cells that participate in immune responses. It's an area where we are exposed to antigens. Things come into the gut from outside, and our gut has to deal with that. It's the largest immune organ in the body. So this lymphoid tissue identifies foreign substances, and this triggers immune responses in the body. So things like histamine response, if we've got certain aversions to hay going on, or whatever it is, certain allergies, it all starts in the gut. The gut sort of triggers these responses. It's really, really, I suppose that it's the key to a lot of issues, problems and symptoms in the whole body, including skin. So it's really, really good idea to start with the gut with everything, including our brain and our mental health. So the gut has interesting similarities to the brain. Have you noticed the intestine looks very similar to the brain? It's often called the second brain, and it contains many neurons as the spinal cord. It has its own nervous system, which is known as the enteric nervous system. And you've probably heard the gut-brain connection. So there's two-way communication between the central nervous system and the gut-brain axis, and they work together and they talk to each other, basically. They work together to regulate the gastrointestinal, immune, endocrine, and nervous system. So don't ever think that our head is not connected to the rest of our body. It's the control center, and it's very much the brain's talking to the gut all the time. I'm worried, I'm stressed, or whatever. I'm anxious, or I've just had some bad news, and the gut responds. So yeah, it's very much all connected to each other. These microbes talk to each other. Have you ever had a gut feeling about something? It's all these microbes talking to each other. Maybe you've met someone and they feel a bit dodgy to you, and that's your gut instinct. So these microbes are very clever, and they sort of weigh up things. So listen to your gut as well as your brain. Okay. So bacteria is one of the keys to a healthy, lots of diversity of bacteria, we should say. So the gut microbiome is, all these thousands and millions of bacteria that are living in this diverse environment, and they work together. So if anything comes in that's not good, they will help to get rid of that. So the more friendly microbes we have, that can help with getting rid of the undesirable microbes in the body. Bacteria in there affect all sorts of things. So the integrity of our intestines, when we think about the gut, the wall, when you think a leaky gut, it can affect our mood, our bowel regularity, inflammatory response, skin health, metabolism, cognition, and much more. So when you think, if you don't have enough of the good bacteria, the good microbes, that can actually affect your brain, so brain fog and things like that. And we've had some loads of actually good studies with children that we've tried with the probiotics, and their mental health is definitely improved with probiotics and their immune system. And there's some that can't live without the probiotics. They know how good it is to, line the gut with all the good stuff to help. So you just want to do as much as you can, especially if your children are struggling mentally, to keep their gut optimum with the microbes. So that's interesting as well, that these friendly microbes compete with the undesirable ones for nutrients and space to colonize. So the more of the friendly ones you have, the less of the unfriendly ones you're going to have. They also produce chemical byproducts that create an unfavorable environment for these undesirables. So very clever how they work in the body. A little bit about leaky gut and some things that we can do. So if you notice there, you can see the gaps. So this is a healthy gut. You've got normal tight junctions in the intestinal villi, the little hairs. Where there's inflammation, you have these gaps in the little villi. This is where things can, from the sort of bloodstream, can come out and can cause all sorts of problems. So you've got pathogens going through, allergens and things like that. So they can cause skin issues, they can cause allergies and things like that. So it's important to know that these hair-like villi and microvilli, they're covered with digestive enzymes that your body needs to break the food into its parts. But in a leaky gut, the enzyme support, you really need it. It's crucial to healing that gap. So taking supplemental enzymes before you eat gives that tract a jump start on digestion. It makes the food easier to break down and the nutrients easy to absorb. So it's recommended with digestive enzymes to take 1 or 2 capsules with meals. And if you're really struggling, you can do that 3 times a day or as needed, especially with the larger meals. And what the good news about this is that the villi can actually rebound over the course of a few weeks after taking enzymes, but it could be over a month. And a small percentage of people will have to take a digestive enzymes for life if it's something that they struggle with. And then once your body has patched up the leaks in the gut, you need to grow a healthy layer of good bacteria, good flora to help protect the GI tract and assist with digestion. And this is where the probiotics and prebiotics can come in there. Once your body has patched up the leaks, so probiotics, high intensity probiotics helps to rejuvenate and replenish the microbiome. Also, fermented foods are really good. There's a lot of they get a lot of good press at the moment, don't they? Fermented foods. Okay, so that's leaky gut. So cleansing the gut. So let's have a look at things that may be in our gut that not very good that we want to get out. So it could be we've had a virus, we've been ill, we've picked something up, or we've eaten something that's poisonous. Or there could be all sorts of reasons why we have sort of parasites or anything that in the gut that shouldn't really be there. And we have two ways that we can actually give ourselves a bit of a gut cleanse. Oregano is one of the top ones that we can use. It's got anti-parasitic constituents that can be used, when I say daily for 10 days to help cleanse the gut of anything that's unfriendly. So you could take a capsule of oregano in a veggie capsule, 1 or 2 drops, and do that for 10 days. Along with your lemon oil throughout the day. If you wanted more of a powerful punch, you can use GX Assist. Some people call it X Assist. Literally help to get the stuff out. The difference with GX Assist is it's got things like lemongrass, it's got caprylic acid, it's got tea tree in and oregano and lemon as well. So it's all in one capsule. So you could use that, but again, same for 10 days. To give yourself a good clean out. If you finish the 10 days, it's recommended to then take the probiotics for another 10 days. So it's like clean out and then put back anything that's been lost, especially if you've been on antibiotics or you've had a stomach flu or anything like that. This would be really good. But you can make your own with oregano, lemongrass, lemon in a capsule as well if you didn't want to get that supplement. Okie doke. So just a little reminder of how great it is. And, if we can all take lemon in water, if we'd like to, it supports our detoxification pathways. It's great for helping things like uric acid if we're prone to kidney stones or anything like that. It's a really lovely cleanser of the body. So this is like the first base for us that we do on a daily basis. And at this time of year, we can increase the lemon drops because we just need more fluids this time of year. There's lots of seasonal threats, isn't there? And then if you do struggle with acid reflux, Crohn's, you name any digestive issue, no matter how chronic, Zengest will be your best friend. There's lots more you can do, but I would definitely start with lemon and Zengest and see how you get on. So you could take Zengest just before a meal, during or after, depending on what issue you're doing, what issue you're facing. If you've got acid reflux, I would apply it topically over the chest area. I'd also take it internally just before you've taken some food, just to help to calm. It's got really calming properties and helps with gas and things like that. Very gas reducing. You could also put a few drops of Zengest with the carrier oil, rub it over your chest for acid, or rub it over your tummy or under your tummy if you feel bloated after a meal. Really effective. If you want more to sort of increase the effectiveness, I would use it topically over the tummy or chest, depending. But I'd also take it internally in a warm water, cold water, or in a capsule. So just trying to tackle it all, a couple of ways, topically and via the digestive tract, if you feel comfortable doing that. But you can still use it topically and it's still effective if you don't like the taste or don't feel comfortable taking it that way. So we talked a little bit about probiotics, and this is a supplement that doTERRA do recommend. It's TB Assist, and the difference between this and some of the other probiotics on the market is it's dual encapsulated. So when it passes the stomach, the acid doesn't destroy it. It's encapsulated twice. So then what it does is when it passes into the intestine, it can let all that lovely flora out and it's not been destroyed in the stomach. So it's a very clever way of passing through the digestive tract that way. And then when this is back in stock, this is wonderful stuff, not just for kids or adults, but kids love it because it tastes like sherbet. But this has been wonderful for helping kids strengthen their immune system and help with things like mental health issues as well. So that's good. I'll let you know when it's back in stock, but it usually gets people just grab it straight away. So it's a really good one. So they're the probiotics and prebiotics. And then we talked about digestive enzymes. They play such an important role in the body. Basically, we need enzymes for every function of the body to build raw materials, etc., etc. Energy production, absorbing oxygen, fighting infections, healing wounds, getting nutrients to cells, breaking down fats in the blood, slowing the aging process. So enzymes, we are made of enzymes, so enzymes are important. Unfortunately, we don't get enough enzymes, and age 30 plus, the enzymes naturally decrease. Things like cooking food too high would decrease the enzymes in the food. Stress can decrease it. If our lifestyle is not good as well. So it's really important to eat fresh fruit because there's no enzymes in bottled fruit or fruit purees. Try and undercut your veg a little bit so you get these natural enzymes. But yeah, we need enzymes for most of our body functions. So it's really important that we're getting enough in our body. But there is help as well as increasing the raw food we eat. To take the Terrazyme. So Terrazyme, you can take one to 3 capsules with a meal, depending on how heavy your meal is. So let's say you have your plate with a lot of carbs in or a lot of meat, you'd probably want to up it to about 3. But when you're starting out with Terrazyme, only take 1, introduce it to the body, and then leave it a few days and build it up because your body's just getting used to things like that. You might feel that you've had a bit of a flush out as you start taking it, because it does help break down the food quicker. So yeah, I knew that because we were in Venice and I gave my husband some Terrazyme because we'd had a big meal. But very quickly after walking around Venice, he's like, I need the toilet, like, oh, I shouldn't have given it. Wait till you get home for that. Stay at home, especially if you're just not used to taking it. Yeah, so just an idea of what to take. If it's like a salad, you might just take 1. You might not want to take any. You might want to just keep it for the meals that you're really going to need it, just to maximize the effectiveness of the meals. Because if we're low in enzymes that are naturally produced in the body, we'll not be able to absorb these nutrients when we eat healthy. So it's always beneficial to take 1 Terrazyme if you can. And ideally 30 minutes before eating, if you can remember, and if not, straight away as soon as you remember. It's always going to be beneficial. For babies and children, because these enzymes are naturally produced in the body, you can actually put a little bit on the breast for babies with colic. You can put a little bit into their puree or their porridge. You can just open the capsules and just put a tiny little bit at the tip of your finger, and that will really help to just break down the food for them so they don't feel as uncomfortable. So that's how natural it is, suitable for the children. And then when you think of constipation, I don't know if anyone struggles with this, but constipation is incomplete digestion of food, undigested food. This can cause problems because it can ferment. This can cause bloating, etc., gassiness. So what Terrazyme does, it provides efficient breakdown and absorption, and then the waste is minimized and it will not block the intestinal flow. And we have a lady who had cancer. She'd had lots of blockages in the bowel. She used to have to go to hospital, but now the Terrazyme is like a best friend. She has it all through the month, and she's not had any problems with the blockages anymore. So she's so pleased because she was in such a lot of pain. That's really helped her. Other things that Terrazyme can do. So when we look at just to get into your head, we've got digestive enzymes in our body that help break down the food, but we've also got metabolic enzymes. So have you ever heard of starve fever, feed a cold? So when we think of when we're poorly, we should eat very lightly or not at all because the body just is trying to get better. If we have a big heavy meal when we're poorly, all our body's trying to do is get rid of that meal, process it, get it through the body. Whereas if if you don't eat much, it can concentrate on getting better and work on the immune system. You want the body to fight the infection rather than work on digestion. So basically taking Terrazyme enhances the effectiveness, and you're not basically stealing these metabolic enzymes. Let's say we haven't got enough of these, which we all probably don't. The body will steal metabolic enzymes to process the food. That's sometimes why you're tired after a meal, especially a heavy meal, because your body's just stolen the metabolic enzymes. So taking Terrazyme will help with energy levels, because basically it's like hiring a cleaner for your body. It's like, right, come in, you sort the digestion out, and I can concentrate on doing whatever I'm doing. And that means also you've got more enzymes to do all the other things. Terrazyme is great for helping with act as blood cleaners in the blood to help with plaque and inflammation in the veins and arteries. So yeah, when you take Terrazyme on an empty stomach, which some people do for skin issues or other issues, it actually cleans up a bit of the body, so it's not working on the food. It actually helps with lots of different systems, and that the blood is just one of them. Another thing it can do is help with skin healing. So if you've got enough enzymes working on the digestion, you've got all the enzymes, because enzymes eat scar tissue. So if you've just had an operation, let's say, or you've got a wound that won't heal, up your dose of enzymes, and that will really help. So skin issues are improved with Terrazyme in the morning and at night on an empty stomach. 8 to 10 a day with great success. And you don't have to take it all the time, just for the initial healing process. Yeah, and low stomach acidity. So that's a problem for many people. This means that when stomach acid is low, our body can create a high histamine response to trigger stomach acid production. So that can cause, when you think of histamine response, can cause many problems, can't it? So people that have seasonal allergies can take Terrazyme, and that will definitely help improve the situation. Does anyone want to get Terrazyme yet? It's wonderful stuff, isn't it? So yeah, things like muscle and joint recovery. When you think of enzymes sort of being the building blocks, then things like head tension, even muscles and joint recovery, and yeah, shorter recovery time after surgery. There we go. And if we don't have a gallbladder, Terrazyme, because we know the gallbladder makes enzymes, so we can actually take it. We can take it with food to increase that. So obviously, things like blood sugar levels as well. Terrazyme is good for that. The use of digestive enzymes can stabilize blood sugar levels as well. Things like autoimmune diseases, gluten sensitivity. It's all good. But finally, as we said, there may be an imbalance at birth. If you do start taking it, you notice some loose stools, just watch yourself and see how it goes. If it's just a couple of days, that's fine. Sometimes when the body goes into this healing stage, it might not always be comfortable, but just watch it out, keep in touch. And it's not a scary thing, it's just maybe uncomfortable. So yeah, just watch out for that. So that's the Terrazyme itself. Then we've got the Lifelong Vitality Pack, which not only contains all the botanicals and all the whole food vitamins and minerals, everything that you'd want to get into your body to cover all the bases. It's also got a tummy taming blend in each one that can help calm. So things like thyme and ginger, German chamomile and peppermint, turmeric root. So they're all very good for the digestive system, but also help us to absorb our nutrients better as well. Yeah, so just this is a bit of a regime if anyone wants to take a screenshot of it or can send it later. You probably already do some of these, starting the day with lemon in water. Sometimes you might want to take a more warming drink now this time of year. That's good for digestion. So maybe you want to use ginger oil in warm water, make your own herbal tea. You can put some like a slice of orange in. That's a nice warming drink. Lemon is lovely as well. And then with, let's say that's your breakfast. This is normally what I would do. I'd take my Lifelong Vitality Pack or whatever supplements you're on, take a Terrazyme and a PB assist and the peppermint, or then just as needed. So if you're taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack, then generally you would take sort of half a dose at one meal and half a dose at the other meal. You don't have to, you can take it all in one go if you would like to. But yeah, suggested Terrazyme with every meal, especially if you're struggling with something. If you're on a budget, I would just say take Terrazyme with your heaviest meals. And then the probiotics, they can be taken every day as you want, or you may want to think, right, for 10 days of the month, I'm actually just going to put the probiotics in, just to sort of optimize your health and everything and keep you strong over the winter. Yeah, so I think that's everything. Just even the most like relevant. Yeah, I think you've all got an account, so I don't need to do that. Yeah. Okay, I'll just stop recording. Thanks everyone for listening.